Types of hydrocarbon. There are two types of hydrocarbon: saturated hydrocarbon and unsaturated hydrocarbon. Saturated hydrocarbon is also called alkanes. These are the hydrocarbons which are formed by single covalent bond between carbon and carbon or carbon and hydrogen atoms. Okay. For example, methane. Molecular formula CH4. Ethane C2H6. Propane C3H8, etc. There is a general formula to write the molecular formula of alkanes or saturated hydrocarbons. The general formula is CnH2n plus 2, where n denotes number of carbons. Suppose if n equals 1, then what happens to the molecular general formula? C1H2 into 1 plus 2 equals CH4. Now it becomes a molecular formula of methane. Okay. And remember, the suffix for the saturated hydrocarbon or the alkanes is always ane. It means, remember here, methane, ethane, propane. For all the saturated hydrocarbons or alkanes, the suffix is ane. Okay. Let's see some IUPAC name, structural formula and molecular formula of alkanes. Methane is the IUPAC name. IUPAC. Okay. Methane is the IUPAC name. Its common name is Mars gas. Its molecular formula is CH4 and its structural formula. Structural formula is CHHH. Here this lines denotes single covalent bond. This line denotes single covalent bond. Okay, it means one electron is shared between carbon and hydrogen. Here one electron is shared between carbon and hydrogen. Here is also one electron is shared between carbon and hydrogen. And here as well, one electron is shared between carbon and hydrogen. One electron of carbon, one electron of hydrogen. Okay. In the same way, unsaturated hydrocarbons are those hydrocarbons which are formed by double covalent bond and triple covalent bond between carbon and carbon atoms. Alright. The specific type of unsaturated hydrocarbons which is formed by double covalent bond between carbon and carbon, they are known as alkenes. And those unsaturated hydrocarbons which are formed by triple covalent bond between two carbon atoms, it is known as alkynes. Okay. Some examples of alkenes are ethene, C2H4. Okay. Ethene is a IUPAC name. C2H4 is the molecular formula, and its structural formula is H dash C double dash C dash H C2, 2 number of carbon, H4, 4 hydrogens. This is the structural formula of ethene or structure of ethene. Here there is a double bond between two carbon atoms, so it is a alkenes. It is alkene. Okay. Similarly, the examples of alkynes are ethyne. Okay, it is an IUPAC name and its molecular formula is C2H2 and its structural formula is H-C triple dash C dash H. There is a triple covalent bond between two carbon atoms. The general formula for alkenes is CnH2n, where n is number of carbon. Alright, and for the alkynes, the general formula is CnH2n minus 2, where n is number of carbon. Okay, let's try to write a molecular formula using the general formula. Suppose if n equals 3, then what happens to the molecular formula? C3H2 into 3, that gives us C3H6. Alright, number of carbon is 3, so its first name becomes prop, and for alkenes the suffix is always ene, so its name becomes ene, propene. It is an IUPAC name. This is the molecular formula. Okay, and its structural formula becomes, how many number of carbon? 3. 1, 2, 3. And there is a double bond between two carbon atoms. Double bond. Okay, double bond means these two carbon atoms shares 2 electrons each. It means total 4 electrons here. It means if it shares with one hydrogen, it becomes 6 electrons, and with another it becomes 8 electrons. Okay, how many number of hydrogen? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the structural formula of propene. Okay, now let's see for alkyne. Okay, let's use the general formula to write the molecular formula of alkyne. In the same way, let's suppose n equals 3. Then using this formula we can write C3H2 into 3 minus 2, that gives us C3H 2 3 are 6, 6 minus 2 4. Number of carbon 3, 1, 2, 3. But here there is a triple covalent bond, so 1, 2, 3. It means 3 electrons are shared between two carbon atoms. Like this. This is the structural formula. Now here are 3 carbons, so the font name or the stems become prop, and there is a triple covalent bond, so the suffix is used YNE, so its name becomes propyne. It is its IUPAC name. Okay, one more thing, alkanes or the saturated hydrocarbons, they are called paraffins. Because alkanes are saturated hydrocarbons, they are very less reactive. Here paraffins is made up of two words. Para, it means less, and affins, it means reactivity. Okay, paraffins itself means less reactivity. Since alkanes or saturated hydrocarbons are very less reactive, they are also known as paraffins. Whereas alkenes are called olefins. OLEFINS, olefins. Do you know why? Because when alkenes react with chlorine, you know, oil-like substance is formed. That is why alkenes are called olefins. I hope you understand.